The witch is in. Sorry guys, but my hair's a filthy mess, so I wanted to instead of putting one of my wigs on this time, I decided to put on my hat. Today was better, we got the running done, we got the errands done that we needed, and got the cash items that we needed, and I tried not to spend near as much time on TikTok today. Went to a live for a little bit, and then my phone battery started dying, and I don't have the charger back here, and I didn't feel like dragging it back here again, so I just went ahead and plugged it in out in the front room where the charger's at. I will try to get the dailies done, on here before I end this live, but I also wanted to put kind of a warning out there. I mean, I don't know if any of my new subs, for instance, even bother with something like TikTok or Facebook, but beware of a person claiming to be at A with a circle, Danilo, Danilo, Maroon, Maroon. Now, this guy started following me on TikTok, and usually I try to kind of, let my witchy vibes guide me as to whether or not I should trust certain people, because they have a bad habit of using a picture, claiming it's them, and it's really not. But, so I took a chance, and I thought, well, let's see what this guy's all about, or let's see what this person's all about, and I'll go from there. Well, everything was okay for the first handful of seconds or minutes that he and I started talking, because he started claiming to be a Ukrainian soldier, and that his father was Ukrainian and his mother was American, and he's a military man, and he's a God-fearing man, and he wants marriage and kids. And after supposedly he was talking to me on a military device, which many people have said don't exist. And he said he didn't want his commander to see it. So he asked if I had Facebook. I said, yeah, but that also meant giving him my name and how to find me there. And, so I thought, okay, judging by the picture, let's see what this person's all about. Because he was a good looking cowboy type, just like really heavy people sometimes will put a picture on of themselves where they're like skinny and pretty and a Kardashian, you might as well say. Not that I have anything against the Kardashians. I don't. I would still love another shot at meeting Khloe and talking to her again, because now I know that was her Easton that day, her and one of her sisters. And my mind, for whatever reason, did not connect the dots until it was too late. But anyway, so this Danilo person, when the way he would type and everything, when we switched to Facebook, he asked if he could have a picture of me, and it was just a headshot. I could have been like 500 pounds or something, and this person didn't seem to care, which I thought, okay, well, we'll see. And I told him, I said, well, look, I said, I only want to be friends, let's get to know each other and see if we fit, even as friends. And, because if he would have started, which he did, indicating that he wanted more than friendship after we had already agreed we were just going to be friends and we were going to, get to know each other and whatever, like friends do. And, you build trust and all this kind of stuff. So, but because of the dangers of TikTok and the uncertainties of, you don't know who's who or what's really going on a lot of times, you got to be careful. And I know this. So this person seemed to think, I'll say he for now, but he seemed to, after he and I agreed, let's just be friends, right? He starts talking about he wants to settle down with the right lady and starts asking me what qualities I want in a man and just all kinds of stuff. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought we were just being friends. What's going on here? So I don't know how long the conversation went on. It was just texting, back and forth on Facebook. But it's just the way he was typing stuff, the way he was saying stuff. Now, he claimed, like, when it was like 7:30 p.m. this time here, our time, EST, Eastern Standard, that in the Ukraine, it was like 2:30 in the morning. I don't know if that's a true thing or not. I don't know if they're hours ahead of us, behind us, none of that. You sure you want to try to come up here, Kalika? because this chair moves, baby, and I'm just afraid that. Here, come on. Come on. See if you want to try it. Just please don't hurt mommy. My cat's wanting on my lap, but this chair moves. Come on, you want to come up? You can try to come up. But anyway, so then this person starts talking about, so are you ready to settle down with the right person, the right lady? And I'm like, what? And it just, the conversation just went weird, like so fast. And I thought, okay, what's going on? So I showed the pictures that the guy had sent me of himself. And I said, what do you guys think? What does your vibe say? And every one of them said, yeah, I don't think this person's for real. I don't think that's really him. Because he claims that he's 42 years old. And he was worried about, does the distance bother me that we're so far apart? I said, no, not at all, because I'm just in friends here, right? So why would the distance matter? I mean, heck, I've got a couple of friends on Avakin that they still to this day won't tell me where they live. And so I don't push it, They know that they're safe with me. They know that I'm not going to push them for information. And sometimes that's a big like neon sign indicator. You better watch it because you don't know what this person might be up to. But by the way this guy was talking, he said I could relocate for her and all kinds of stuff. And I'll let you know when our vacation time is. And just, it was surreal, guys. It was like, what the F? So I finally stopped the conversation. I said, get some sleep, and I pretty much left it at that. So this morning sometime, I don't know if it was his time wherever he truly is, or it was my time, but it was morning, according to the notification I got. I think it was on my phone. And he just simply said, hi, how are you? Good morning. How are you doing? And I never answered that. And then he said, why aren't you talking to me? And then I never answered that. And he said, you don't want to talk to me anymore? Or do you not want to talk to me anymore? And I didn't answer that. So after I, showed my friends everything and told them my feelings on the matter, they're like, yeah, this guy he don't look 42. 2, he's typing in broken English. 3, even though you made a clear indication from the very beginning of the conversation that you were just interested in a friendship, he kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And I'm like, and he kept calling me dear. And he kept saying, he's looking for a lady like me that has all the right curves in all the right places. And I'm like, how the hell do you even know that? Just is because the headshot, is it obvious that I'm heavy? Yeah, I guess it can be. But, I'm like, how the hell would you know that, kind of thing. I didn't say that to him, but maybe I should have. So one of my friends suggested, have him to video chat with you. And I bet he won't. And I said, I'll think about that. But then finally I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna take this chance. It's too good to be true. And he's asking leading questions so that he can tell me what he wants to hear, because he's just looking for an excuse to get in the country. And he figures if he can land an American bitch like me, then he's in the country. And it's like, no, I'm not interested. Bye-bye. So I told him off. I went all out. I said, look, you're fucking with the powerful witch here. You better back the fuck off and don't ever contact me again, because I don't appreciate being deceived. I don't think you're being honest with me. I don't think that's really you in the picture you sent me. And all my friends feel the same way, because at least my friends I know are true and they trust me and I trust them and I trust their judgment. They all said, don't do it, Janet. It's bad idea. So I didn't. I put my foot down. I said, look, don't ever contact me again. And I also warned my friends on TikTok, part of a recovery group that I do there. I go in once in a while and, sit in on the live and talk with people and stuff. But I told them, I said, see if you can find what you can find out about this Danilo Maroon. What kind of name is that? That's not anything like I've ever heard, and there was just too many things making you go, no, there's something not right here. So crazy. But, at least I let my witch stinks guide me. And when my witch stinks and all my friends backed up my witch stinks instincts as a witch, they're like, don't do it, Janet, because I got a bad feeling this guy's not being truthful. And I said, okay, I think you're right. So I trusted in that, and I told this guy from the beginning, I said, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. And like when the conversations first started, and I thought, maybe this will be okay. It actually will be that person I wanted it to be. Yeah. Because, people from India and the countries that, they have no looks, they have horrible teeth, they probably smell bad. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can factor into it, and the deception and the lies. I remember one time, what site was I on? I was on some kind of a site, and this picture popped up of a guy that looked like a military guy. He was in camos and everything. He looked like he had white hair, looked like he was in me and Chris's age bracket, 50s, 60s, somewhere around there. And started talking to him. Same thing. Same exact thing. He started asking leading questions. He started pushing things. And I was like, no. I don't think you are who you say you are. I said, are you foreign? And he just stopped talking to me. Well, there's a pretty big, oops, I'm busted, move on. This bitch ain't stupid. That's right. This Capricorn is not stupid. Okay. I am cautious. I am sensible. We all want to have, really true friends, good friends. When somebody sends us a picture, of course we want that to really be them. But there's just too often it's the opposite. It's like this person is just trying to get information on you. They're trying to find out, what you're looking for in a partner and all this BS. And, it's like it's obvious. And then whatever you say, they're going to play to it. They're going to be like, oh, that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I do. I would treat her right. Like no man's ever treated her, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, hell no, this guy's got to go. So done, over with, out you go, buddy. I ain't got time for your shit. And I mean, I really went off on this guy. I typed him a paragraph that was probably this long or more, and I might at some point in the future, because it was Facebook that we were talking on, I might just dead bust his ass even more and say, anybody that communicates with Danilo Maroon, unless y'all can prove to me that he is exactly what he says he is, and those pictures are really him, beware of him, because he's a predator, and he's looking for a way to get into the country, thinking he can marry an American, and then he's in the fucking gate. And then he turns out to be a fucking terrorist or something. I don't fucking think so. That's why, I don't go on Facebook a lot. I had a few groups on there, like something about the magic. I think it was called the Magic Cauldron. And it was witches. And I don't know. I just stopped going on Facebook. A lot of times it seemed like either there was too many people on at one time, or there wasn't enough on at one time. And if any of my friends popped up and it said that they were on, and these were actually people that I knew, that I've known for years, kind of thing, I would say something to them, and they wouldn't even dignify me with an answer, like, hey, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? They would just like totally ignored me. So I was like, okay, fine. If that's the way you're going to be, and then I would just shut the little chat window down and move on to something else. But let's see, what time is it? Oh, crap. Boy, I'll tell you, man, this is the way I've had to do my lives here recently is like they're sporadic and they're short, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but coming on this many times because the sleep schedules in this house are just so wonky, crazy, stupid, upside down every which way. Sometimes Chris only gets 2 hours of sleep. Sometimes he gets none. Sometimes he lays there for hours trying to go to sleep. I know, I've gone through it myself. And then Noah, he's like off and on all throughout the day. Like there'll be periods where he's just sleeping and not really doing anything. And, I'm sorry, but that bothers me, because it's like, you cannot sleep the day away, son. You're trying to get a job. You need to start staying up more. You need to start sitting up on the couch and stop taking over the living room like it's yours, because it's not. There's 2 other people living here, and you need to be mindful of that. And you need to remember that, and stop just laying on the couch all day and laying around all day and doing hardly nothing, unless you feel like playing your guitar or talking to your friends or whatever. But again, he is trying, and I commend him for that. He's trying to get a job and everything, but I'm getting frustrated with him because I feel like he's not really hearing me when I'm trying to tell him, you need to change your habits right now, Because if somebody calls you for a job interview tomorrow and you go and everything's good and you get the job, you're not going to have it long because you're sleeping the day away and you're staying up all damn night. The shit's got to stop. I'm not trying to be mean, but you need to prioritize. You need to start acting like a 19-year-old, not a 12-year-old, and just expect everything to be handed to you and, people to wait on you hand and foot. That don't happen. And that's not happening. Okay. I mean, I have even been trying to get up more when I want something instead of asking Chris just because he's up. It's like I need to get my lazy butt off the couch and get in there and get whatever I'm trying to get and stop expecting somebody else to get it for me, because I think that's a lot of where Corey she spoiled him rotten. She babied him too much. And, she let him get away with too much and it just went wrong. I love my son. I hope that this support group that him and I are both hanging out in on TikTok really does help him, gives him some people to talk to. You can get on there various times of the night and they could be on, but still, I wish they would get him to understand. Maybe they could get through to him in a way I can't seem to. That, son, your mom's right, honey. She's just looking out for your best interests, okay? She's trying to help you, and, at every turn, it's like you're just ignoring her. Like you're not listening to what she's saying or you'd be doing it. Like, first and foremost, stop being up all night and then sleeping all day, because that is not, you are never going to be able to get a job. You are never going to be able to have your own place, have a car, all the things you want. And just because it's payday for me, don't be asking me for a bunch of stuff, because I'm not doing it. I make my purchases. I try to make them minimal, and I mean, necessities got to be met first. Rent's got to be paid, cash items for the house, gas for the car, when we need it, and just things like that. So, I just wish, and I'm still reading the autism book, but I haven't been able to read it much. So I may just have to end up taking these books back to the library and just read them there. The only problem is, the library doesn't allow food and drink, even though people take food and drink into the green room, which in my opinion is really not fair to everybody else out in the main part of the library, because there could be kids out there that are hungry and would like to snack, or they're like, well, how come they get to, have food and drink in there, but we can't out here? I mean, let's face it. Some kids get clumsy. They don't pay attention to what they're doing. They're on the computer. They're playing around on the online or whatever. And then the next thing you know, a pop gets spilled on the unit and kills it. Who's going to pay for that? The kid? No, it's going to be the parent. And they're probably going to be banned from ever getting on there again, or they are going to be banned from don't ever bring food and drink in here again, because these things are not cheap to replace. And we can't have your kid in here destroying stuff, that you as a parent are going to have to pay to replace. And I think because of the stress levels still being higher than they should be here, we're trying to muddle through it. I commend all of us for that, because it's not easy. We have conflicting personalities. We have conflicting habits that we're trying to break this person of, and also trying to get them to understand, if this is going to work, we need to do this, and we need to do this, and we need to do this, or it's not going to work. Fights are going to keep breaking out. Stress levels are going to keep getting high, and somebody's going to end up in the hospital or dead. And I don't want that. So I might just start leaving and going down to Norma's for a little bit and say, please don't follow me. I need some me time. And I don't really want to get in the car and go anywhere, because then I'll be tempted to spend money I don't have, so. And not to mention weather and having to drive around in a freezing cold fucking car, because we can't afford to replace the blower motor again. Or Chris, he's been doing all this stuff on the car that needs it. And we just keep band-aiding the poor thing left and right. But how many more band-aids are we going to be able to put on it? And it's just going to quit altogether. And then we're out of a car completely. And I really am not looking forward to that day. I hope it never happens. But we're talking a 2005 Chevy Impala, and it's cost Chris, I couldn't even tell you how much money already just keeping it going. Keeping the oil changed, changing the brake pads, doing the blower motor, changing the oil, different things like that. Maintenance, car maintenance, normal stuff that if you want your car to run for as long as possible, then you got to take care of it. You got to maintain it. You got to watch your fluids. When stuff breaks down, it's like, okay, is there some way I can jimmy rig this? Or is there somebody I can contact that can help me work on it so it costs the least amount of money? Go to Pick and Pull. According to Jim, there's blower motors there that'll fit our car for $20. But you have to go out into the yard and pull it yourself. And Jim's a know-it-all. He seems to think that, no, you got to go at it this way. And he called Chris, or accused Chris of being stupid, because Chris is like, no, you got to do it this way. So Jim don't like it when you call him out and tell him that he's wrong, because, oh no, he's never wrong. Just like, telling my son that if I teach him Wicca, he's going to hell. Yeah, that's not a good thing. And that really pissed me off when he did that shit. But I have to be the better person. I have to rise above that. I have to act like I don't even know that he said that. But at some point in the future, I will tell him, Jim, I will try to tell you this as calmly and cool-headed as I can. But don't be surprised if I start crying, because I might. You had no right and you had no place to tell my son that my religion and my way and my beliefs are wrong because you don't like them. And that if I teach him Wicca, he's going to hell. What the fuck kind of shit is that? How would you like it if I told him, oh, if you keep being a Christian, you're going to hell, and Jim's going to be at fault? That's kind of like the slap in the face that he gave me when I found out what he told my son, because my son told me what he told him. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Jim is so fucking two-faced that he's your best friend to your face, and then just talks about you behind your back and lies and deceives and always goes on these grand adventures every time he goes out somewhere. Yeah, right. I don't believe none of it. Your life is so boring. You make shit up to make you seem interesting when you're really not. To make you out to be some hero, you're not. It's like, good gravy. And I will also tell him, you are forbidden to ever talk to my son about my religion again. Don't bring it up around him. Don't say anything about it, because all you are going to say is negative shit. And I'm not going to fucking tolerate that. And I'm not letting him go to church with you, because I'm not going to let you poison him with the way you think a Christian should be, because it's your version, not what a true Christian is supposed to be. Christianity, unification of all religions. Oh, no, no, no. Not in Jim's book. Just like I'm not truly a clergy person, which I have proof that I am. Oh, it's a calling. You have to be. Oh, right. So I have to be in a Christian church before I can be a minister, you're telling me? I don't think so. Let's see. How come you're not up there, Jim? You're so big badass. How come you're not up there being a minister? And it's like, pfft, and you're a deacon? Oh my God. What was Toby thinking? Apparently he wasn't. I could see Jim trying to do a sermon. I'd probably laugh so hard I'd piss myself and walk out. Anyone that doesn't be a Christian is going to burn in hell. Every other religion is wrong and evil because I say so, and I so decree it. Whatever. Go away. It's like, what are you going to be doing next, Jim? Telling everybody you're God? Yeah, right. And I'm Cleopatra. Where's my fucking pyramid? I want to go back to Egypt. I don't like it here. The city sucks. But at least on here, and I imagine that YouTube would let me know if I'm going overboard with the cussing and some of the stuff I do talk about. But I haven't gotten any notices so far, and I'm not trying to cause negative reactions towards me, because I really do love my YouTube channel. And it's the only way that I can go live, right now, but bless them, this is so sweet. This recovery group that I'm hanging with on TikTok now, they're really good people. And you can tell they really care. Like, while we was on the live tonight, they literally had Danny, which is a young person, that she wanted to walk to the gas station or something for something, and it was like nighttime, and she's in Arkansas, and she noticed this guy was following her, and it kind of scared her a little bit. Well, understandable, right? So she got there as quick as she could. She told, which this was smart, she told the people in the store that worked there and said, hey, you know, this guy's following me. Can you watch me back to my place and make sure I get there okay? And they did. And, you know, she was walking fast. You could tell because of the way the phone was kind of jiggling a little bit. And they're like, put it over your shoulder, Danny, put it over your shoulder so we can see if we can see this guy. She kept looking back, and she's like, oh, I don't see him or whatever. And I started praying right then and there to the angels, get her back safe, get her home safe, get her back to wherever she lives safe, you know, and she did. You know, every one of us stayed on the live with her. We wasn't about to drop her or nothing. We stayed on the live. We were her backup if need be. And Doug would have literally started yelling at the guy if he would have, you know, pursued her. So that was scary. But my point being, they really do care that much, and you can tell. Now, those are the type of friends you want to hold on to forever, you know, with an iron grip if you can, so to speak. Because they are the ones that you search your whole life for as a friend and think that you're never going to find. And then one day, boom, here you go. It's like, oh, wow. But another thing that was really sweet of them was they said, we need to get Star's numbers up. And I love that they call me Star. That is so precious to me. You know, because I'm known as Star Fairy 1969 there. So, and I believe on Instagram, I'm a Star Fairy 5069, I think. So if anybody does Instagram or whatever, go over there, friend request me, or, you know, send me a notice or, you know, message or something and say, hey, I'm so-and-so from TikTok, you know, could we start communicating? Which it's always nice to have a backup way to communicate, because, you know, we can, everybody, many people, especially in the recovery group, have stated that, you know, yeah, I mean, TikTok and being on it can be an addiction, like really, 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 really quickly. So when I feel like, okay, I need to prioritize, I need to decide how much is a fair amount to be on each day. So it's not like taking over my entire day to the point that that's all I'm doing, because that is not what I'm trying to do. But because the stress levels are so high, I'm grasping at straws. I'm trying to get myself through it. Okay. And that is my way. So if you can't understand that, and I would say this to any partner, if you can't understand that again about your partner, then, you know, you don't deserve them, because I don't need somebody getting mad at me and saying things like, you know, so is this the norm now? You're going to be on TikTok all the time? I'm like, excuse me? You're on your computer all the time, and I try to deal with that. Why am I suddenly the bad guy and doing something wrong? Because that's how you make me feel, you know, and I just sit here. This is my mom cave. I don't have to leave the apartment. You know, Noah's mostly in the front room. Chris is in the dining room. This is just my way of coping. I'm not trying to shut anybody out. You know, I mean, if somebody wants to come in here and sit down right next to me and talk, fine, I'm here. Do it, you know. Nobody's on. Nobody will probably come on anyway. So why not, you know? But, you know, I'm just on a gooder note to keep things more positive. I'm just glad that I did the right thing. I did the smart thing. And about that faker on that Danilo character, whoever the fuck they really are. But it's like, yeah, okay, next chapter, you know? Let's talk about positives here. You know, there's enough negativity in the world. We don't need to be adding to it. I mean, yeah, sure, it's nice to vent, but, you know, there's also times when it's nice to just be quiet and just, you know, kind of inner reflect and go, okay, what do I need to work on today? What do I need to focus on? Like this fucking bedroom. It's becoming the clusterfuck like the living room used to look. And I'm like, oh man, because it's so overwhelming, and I have to stop thinking that way because of how much stuff I'm going to have to move. Where am I going to put it? I have nowhere to put it. I try to bag up as much of it as I can, look through stuff. Okay, I don't wear this anymore. I haven't worn this in years. Let's just get this stuff out of here, right? But that's a lot of job. That's a whole day's work for me, you know, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because when you let things get this bad, I mean, you know, you got to take responsibility for it, right? You know, and get it cleaned up. So you're not in another clusterfuck. It's like, okay, we got the living room. Okay. But now the bedroom's the clusterfuck. And I'm like, no, No! Ouch, 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 ouch. I hit my heel on this fucking thing. Ow. Oh. Oh, that fucking hurt. The leg of the damn chair and my pipe cap just went on the damn floor and rolled God knows where. That fucking leg hurts, man. Jesus. And I fucking hit my heel, slammed my right heel into it. That's all I need is to be in fucking pain. Ow. Guess I'll just use my lighter because I don't want it to burn, stupidly and not get hit because then that's wasting it. Good note. Let's focus on the good. Christy got her job. Yay, Christy. Way to go, sissy. Love you. She got her job at Whole Foods and she's doing part-time. So, her schedule's like really, really sporadic right now and stuff. And I don't know how much longer I'm even going to be able to be on here because Chris could come in here any minute now and go, I want to go to bed. And then, I have no choice. I have to either go into the dining room and continue or just shut it down for the night. Because I'm not trying to deny him sleep when he needs it. Most of the time we try to go to bed around 10 or 11 anyway, but now all that's changed. And we got Noah here and we're trying to sort things out. And that's another thing that's important that I need to get busy with. And that's writing up some house rules and literally just write them in a notebook, discuss them, the three of us together. Everybody agree, okay, this is what we'll do from now on. And if one of us starts slacking off, don't be afraid to say, hey, you're supposed to do this, and you're slacking off, but be gentle about it. Don't be mean and hurtful. Just, hey, have you done this yet or whatever? Like cleaning the cat box more often. And taking out the trash and stuff because we have 3 people here now. So the trash bins get full a lot quicker. The little trash can in the front room, it's overflowing within a couple of days because of how much stuff Noah's always cramming in there, but that's what it's in there for, But maybe the better route there is just to take that trash can out and, put it up for now, clean it up and put it away, and then make him get up and go into the kitchen to throw stuff away instead of overflowing that, which has got food particles and pop particles and energy drink particles and all this kind of stuff in there that's feeding the roaches, which is just making our roach situation worse. Okay, another good. Christy got me. She got me 2 really nice. She got me 2 vampire blood body sprays. So I'm definitely going to use one of those tonight. I need to get me a shower if I can before I go to bed, because if I don't, God knows how long it'll be before I finally get one, because things just get so damn busy, crazy. I'll call it busy, witchy, crazy day, that I just, get overly focused on what needs to be done instead of my own personal hygiene, which is not good. Because that can cause health problems. I'm still struggling with my weight. I still feel like I'm a beached whale. I think I'm ugly because I'm so heavy and I've let myself go and I'm not getting out and exercising enough, So she got some more good. She got a pretty bottle of the sparkly vampire blood for me, and she got a regular one because the regular one, I went through my bottle so fast because I kept spraying it on because it's like a signature scent that Bath and Body Works carries, and it sells out quick. But it's seasonal. They only have it during Halloween. So if you're going to stock up on it, that's the time to do it for sure. And then Christy ended up getting me something in Norma for Christmas, which was really sweet. So now I will definitely, as soon as I can, especially if I could get some of my diamond paintings sold or something, or all of them would be even better, because that would be an extra $300 I could use right now just to live on. So if I want to go down to Starbucks and I want to have some me time, I can go down there and sit for a little while, have my coffee drink, have me a sandwich and just chill, relax. One of my favorite things to do is I usually keep at least one tarot deck on me at all times, and I'll get my tarot cards out and just do them right there on the table, hoping silently that somebody will come up and go, "Oh, you do tarot readings? Would you do mine? How much?" In which case I'd be like $20, because, and I would have to, I could get away with it maybe once or twice, 3 times at the most if I was lucky before Starbucks is like, hey, you can't be doing that here because this is an establishment. Yeah, but it's also a public place. Okay, I'm not trying to do anything wrong. What am I supposed to do? Do the reading out in the parking lot or do it down the street? How am I doing something wrong? Because if people are going to start worrying about money being taken away from them, it's like, look, any money that I make here, I'm probably going to spend here. So what's the problem exactly? Because I don't understand. Hasn't happened yet. Hope it never does. But I don't go down there very often. My point being, it would be nice to be able to have the extra funds to do that when I want, not, oh, can I do that this month? Or how am I going to try to make time for myself this month? And, time to take care of me, instead of worrying about trying to take care of everybody else and, exhausting myself in the process. Because I care too much, I guess, to a fault, maybe. I don't know. But I keep looking at the clock. It's 9:28. So, well, it's like this is a downer because, I don't even know what the last time was that anybody even got on one of my lives here. And I need to go into some of the videos further back because if I went all the way back to the very first one, I just feel like there would be so many, it would be astounding to me. I'd be like, I have that many? Oh my gosh. I haven't edited any of them, but I think one, and I don't remember what that one was, but I had my Janelle Mabius channel, but I cannot access it anymore because I don't have a separate device. And when I've tried to access it before and I've tried to change the password, nothing would work. So I gave up. It's like, well, I guess Janet Mabius is what it's going to be then, fine by me. But I like Janelle because it's a derivative of Janet, but it's different because I don't like having such a common name as Janet, not that it's a bad name. I want something new. I want to reinvent myself. And sometimes people do that by changing their name or changing their title or something like that. Because me, one of the things I like to go by is Lady J. J meaning the first initial of my name, Janet or Janelle. Sometimes I'll say, Lady Belpania, Lady Janelle Belpania. And, that's definitely a unique name. I've never seen a name like that. So the Belpania was one that I made up from a trio combination of two goddesses and the god Pan in a name. So if you break it down, Bel is Beltane, Lady Bel. There's a goddess during the Beltane season that people reference to. Pan, Norse god, yeah, my dude, love him to death. And Ea, E-A. The Bel, the Ea, and the Pan. Pan is right between the two females, and I know he loves that because he's a satyr, so they're they're always walking around ready to go, if you know what I mean. Digga digga, as my brother used to say. But Pan's favorite thing is go play in the woods. It's like, well, dude, I would, but you know what? Not in the middle of winter. No, don't think so. But how you doing? And I have felt him. Yes, I've felt his presence and he's pretty awesome. And I'm glad that, I have the relationship I do with him. And I'm sorry that I don't play in the woods a lot, but that's why I get on my Avakin and I go to my different rooms and I have a couple of cabins there. That's, two of which for sure, or actually more than two, are actually woods. They're in the middle of some woods and, I've got more than 50 rooms. I haven't counted them in a while because I keep adding to them because I get bored. And, it's like I've got all these rooms. It's like, okay, what's another room that I've always wanted, And it gives me a chance to creative expression, interior design, interior decoration. Okay, wow, Janet, this is really cool. I like the way you set this place up. And then they come back another time. It's like, oh, wow, you changed it again. keep it keep it variable, keep it like, I don't know if happening is the right word, but change it up. Like have a certain look in there for a while, get sick of it, and then go, okay, clear everything out and start over again. Just, I don't like this. I'm done. I'm bored. Let me go back through into my rooms because I've done so many of them here recently that way, nearly all of them, where I just go in and I just delete zone, like literally take everything out of the room that I put in there so that I can start anew and I can go, how are we going to do it this time? And that's part of the fun for me. But when you got a bunch of coins and you got a bunch of crowns and you got a bunch of diamonds, you want to use them, and that's part of how I spoil myself right now. That's part of how I do something for me, just for me. And I love it when a family member joins me, and bless him, Ted tried, but because I cannot explain it to him on a level that he will understand, and I don't know of anybody else that could, he gave up. But I commend him for trying, because it meant the world to me that he was trying as hard as he was. And this is also why I want another separate laptop unit myself, so that I can get into more of my accounts, because I've actually got I can't check it on here and I can't check it on my phone right now because it's in the living room, but on Avican I can escape into my IMVU, my virtual in my virtual I am universe, in my virtual universe, I think is how it goes. There, it's harder for me to get on because my 2-in-1 can't handle something like IMVU right now. Oh, I know, in my virtual utopia. That was it. Thank you, Spirit. One of my spirits went, utopia. You mean utopia. And IMVU was one of the first ones. And Sims 3 Supernatural was definitely, literally, I think, the first one of those that I learned how to do. And I love Sims 3 because I can build my own houses. And I'm telling you what, guys, I have done some whoppers, and it's a nice creative outlet for me. It's a nice creative expression, and it costs very little. It costs some time. I try to invest like maybe once a month and not necessarily every month, but I try to spend very little. I try not, for instance, to allow myself to spend more than $40 to get coins and crowns and all that stuff on Abacan. IMVU is different. You have to buy your coins. You can't build rooms, but you can decorate them, like very similar to Abacan. And Sims 3, though, I even loved the Simlish that they all speak, because it's not English, but it's so adorable that somebody created a language like that it isn't actual language, but it's really cute. And I haven't married any of my Sims on there in a long time. I really miss it. So the one big laptop that I have, it's hard for me to get on it there because EA has taken it over. And if I don't punch in things the right way, it won't even load, and it won't let me in to my Sims 3. And I tried to remember back to how I got it to do that before, but my big laptop is so flipping slow. And I can't afford to put any more RAM in it or memory or anything like that. And I think it's kind of a toss-up. Chris said that, I don't know, maybe it's either maxed out or you could put more in it. But I don't have the money and resources to do that, so that I could get a higher RAM and everything so the game would load and I would be able to play it to my heart's content. I also have Sims 3 Seasons, where I even went so far as, because I know enough to get into the settings. And, if you do the seasons without doing the settings, you'll go through each season in a matter of days, and it's like one week it's winter, then it's spring, then it's summer, then it's fall, then it's back to winter again. But it was so fun. The only thing is my avatars there could go into the igloos that you could build. Like you could literally see your avatar out there, building an igloo, building a snowman. It was just a lot of fun. You got to fly around on broom all the time, everywhere. You could work jobs there. You could have careers. You could change your careers several times. I think I only did the criminal career once. And I don't know if I would even remember the world that I was in when I did that. Back when Origin had it, it was better, I think, because at least I could get into it and I had more variety of how many coins I could get, so I could buy rooms there and buy worlds, because they call them expansion packs. So my Sims 3 Supernatural have the Supernatural going as well as the seasons. Oh, wow. That was so fun, But the only thing I don't like about Sims 3, and never will probably, is when I let a full moon cycle go through and a full moon hits. As soon as dusk hits, you'll hear, "Ooh," you'll hear a werewolf, and then it's like, okay, all the creepy crawlies are out, watch out. The zombies. I do not like the zombies, because one, if you get bit by one, you turn into a zombie. Two, they destroy any garden that you have, because they will literally go in there and eat everything in there like there's no tomorrow. I guess that's better than eating brains for sure, but had cool cars I can get there, and just, I would do pets once in a while, but I had to stop doing pets because I just wasn't doing good with them. And I'd make my houses get too big. See, I get too anxious. I want to expand. I want that space. I want to add rooms and add floors. And oh my God, I just love doing it, But the only problem is when I would get a house created, I couldn't figure out how to move my own Sims into it. And I was like, damn. So they're going to put other Sims in it, and I'm not going to benefit from it at all unless I put one of my Sims in with the family that's got the house I built. It's like, what the F, But I miss my, IMVU. IMVU is another one of those, because I don't have two separate units that I can play my two different accounts on. And because it's been so many months, my DJR account there is probably frozen again. And I don't know how to unfreeze it. And I don't want to lose everything I have there, but I would have to reset a password, and I would have to have another unit so I could play that one with my other one. And then that way, just like my same processes on Avakin, when there's no friends on, I could be my own friend. Like, I could make my avatar male, I could make it female. Some days I could pretend that, okay, as weird as this may sound, that this was my boyfriend. Other days it would just be an all girls day, and I would have both of my avatars would be girls, and they would just be like best friends hanging out and enjoying the day. I didn't see anything wrong with that. So IMVU, I kind of miss it, but I really don't. I can still play it. It's just, it takes so much to play it because of all the moving parts. And like when you have things that are like cascading down, like you can literally have rose petals cascading down over your avatar. And that's beautiful, but because of that motion and that movement, it tends to cause the thing to start lagging and freezing up, because now you're pushing the unit even harder to get those things, be able to enjoy them. And I've also got one that's like a circle of money or something that can swirl around you. You can use that as image magic and imagine yourself as your avatar, and literally being surrounded by endless cash flow. And you think strongly enough into it, you're actually practicing magic right then and there, whether you realize it or not. Image magic was always the first way that a lot of witches would do things. Caveman paintings. They would paint their life story on those cave walls. They would paint the hunts that they gathered food for on those walls. And now they're going to be a part of history forever. And many explorers, many anthropologists and archaeologists, they go and they find more and more buried treasures every day. And that's something I always wanted to do was archaeology. But it's a career that unless you can find a way to make some serious money to back it, don't even try it, because you probably won't succeed. And I don't have a bunch of rich friends that's just going to start showering me with money so I can have my own business. I wish it was that nice, but not realistically, no. So that's three different type of social platforms, but they have their own similarities. Sims 3, IMVU, African Life. They do have social spots, except for IMVU. You have to go into a social chat place. You got to have to look up the type of stuff that you're interested in. Like me, it's always Wiccan. It's always witches. And I try to only do the good witches. Like I'll go into a room, and even if there's nobody in there, I'll go and check it out, feel the vibe, and go, I don't know. Does this seem like a cool place to kick it with other witches? There's nobody here, but the place looks okay. Let's see what happens, And then I never go back on, so that I can even see and go into those chat rooms when there's witches there to introduce myself and, have some friends there finally to hang out with. Because when I started out on IMVU, I met a lot of people through going to chat rooms where you find like-minded people. And those chat rooms, just like Avakin, are actual, like a house, or you have a castle or a mansion, or, the possibilities are endless. Like I have this one magical place that's like this one big endless library, and you see all these books on the shelves, and imagine in your mind, they're all books on the occult, kind of like the honeypot of the occult, like those that follow Supernatural and love it like I do. The bunker, that was kind of the bunker, kind of style thing. But it's fun to do the decorative part of it. But if you have no friends to share it with, it just becomes, boring, mundane, routine. Why bother even get on, kind of thing. Check time again, 9:44, because like I said, Chris may be coming in here any minute now and say he wants to go to bed, and I'm not gonna deny him that. So I'll blow out the candle, and I guess I'll drag my shit out there in the dining room and try to keep my voice down so I'm not bothering him when he's trying to sleep. Because like we can shut the door all the way, but I don't like when the cats are in here and then they feel like they're trapped, and they're used to the door being open, and now we have to close it as much as we can at night, but leave a little gap so they can still get in and out. And sometimes like Bella will come rushing in and he'll blow the door wide open, like, why is the door shut? And it's because when we're trying to go to sleep, doesn't mean that Noah's being sensible and listening to us and obeying us as his parents. That lights out, phones off, no more gaming, no more playing guitar, no more talking to your friends all night or your girlfriend that you're gushing over. You need to stop these habits because you've got to get a job. You cannot keep living here for free like this, Noah. It's not fair. It's not fair to us. And, especially, it's becoming too much of a burden just to even keep him and Noah in cigarettes. Because every time Chris goes out and gets cigarettes doesn't mean that Noah should expect him to get him a pack, because Noah don't have any money. Noah had his Christmas money, and he blew it on stupid stuff, in my opinion. And I tried getting him to understand that, son, this is your Christmas money. Yeah, you should be able to do whatever you want with it, but it doesn't mean that it wouldn't hurt to be sensible and think about a purchase before you make it and decide, do you really want, is this a want or is it a need? He started vaping again with the nicotine juice. And I keep reminding him, you have to maintain your vape pens or they're gonna go bad on you and you won't have one. And then you'll be bugging us to replace something that you broke because you don't know how to be responsible with it. and take care of it. Hey, Carmela. I'm just kind of absent-mindedly petting my kitty cat down here. When they want attention, now that mommy's in the mom cave, they'll come up and, I'll pet them and stuff and try to give them as much, I call it lovey pets, as I can, so they don't feel like they're being ignored or being forgotten or anything. Neat. And I'm jumping ahead in my days already too, because here I was thinking that today was the 31st already, and it's not. It's only the 30th still. I'm like, oh boy. But anyway, I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Sorry I didn't do my dailies this time, but I'll try to do them the next time I'm on or something. Because tomorrow I think Chris has his therapy thing that he has to go through. No, wait, I think tomorrow is the long one. So he's going to be gone a while, or a lot longer than just going for the radiation treatment. Because one of the things that takes the longest is the drive out there, parking in the garage, getting your parking ticket, getting it validated, going up to your floor, getting your treatment done and getting out of there. And then you have to repeat the process. Go get your car, blah, 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 put it in the machine, pay to get out or don't pay or whatever. Well, you have to pay to get out or you're not getting out, but, come home. But I think tomorrow is a radiation / chemo combination that they're going to be doing, because he's been working on his one laptop out there a lot here lately that he got, that he had to replace 2 others that died on him within like a short span of time. It's like, what the F? And so this one seems to be doing okay. But then just when I thought it was doing okay, it's made him do a bunch of stuff over again. And that takes more time. And then that agitates you, because now you got to do all this shit again. And guess what? The stress levels just keep rising. Who's going to be the first one in the hospital? Because if we cannot figure out how to cohabitate like a family should and be loving towards each other, somebody's going to end up in the hospital or dead. And I don't want that for any of us. I really, truly don't. So sorry, guys, but love ya. Blessed be. See you next time. Stay wild, my moon children. Children of the moon, moon child, all that happy horse hockey. And whatever goddess is the goddess of the day, which I don't remember what the 30th is. I can look it up in my book. But anyway, love y'all. Peace.